Welcome back to the Domestead. So I have spent some more time framing, I should say we have spent more time framing. Deb and I were out here and we've been doing a bunch of different things. I'll show you what I've gotten done and then I'll show you what Deb and I got done together. So we have been trying really hard to keep moving forward with framing and insulation so we can get to more framing. And it's a slow progress, but we're getting there. And so let me just show you what we have here. Okay, so all of these walls are essentially done, and we put the beams up. Back up. So this beam right here that you can see close to us, that is a really large beam. Calculated out to be only 220 pounds. I really thought it was going to be heavier than that. Deb sanded it up. This one is going to be exposed, so that one we needed to make sure it looked pretty. The lumberyard, before they sent it to us, they gave it a really quick plane and took a lot of the imperfections and glue spill out of it. And so that one is a nice looking beam, and it's up there. And so it's on some serious posts, as you can see. I built up some really solid posts that equal the size of the beam, and I did not want these things to sag in any way. And then the other beam up there, that one did not need to be pretty. It's not as big. That one goes up into the floor joist system. There will be a bunch of joists hanging on it, so it'll be part of the floor structure. That's just part of that back here, and that again is on posts at each location so that it is fully supported. And then I just threw I just lofted them up there. I tossed them up there. Yeah, that was a little bit of work. So those are, I put up my 3 longest 2x12s. I just set them up there. They're just there. I wanted them off the floor, and I wanted them up there just to see what it looked like. And they're 24 foot long. That's essentially where they're going to go right there. There's going to be 2 of them are going to be doubled up, and then one of them will be 16 inches away from it. And and you can see now it's not going to stick out that far. It's only going to stick out a couple of feet, not 5 feet like it is. I didn't need to order 24s, but the print was deceiving. So it is what it is. I'll be able to use the lumber anyways. Can you see that? It's really blending in with the ceiling, isn't it? So I have to cut them a little shorter, not a big deal. It's the reason why this beam is here is all the joists, all the floor joists above it are cantilevered out a couple of feet. You know, I'm going to look at the print. I might cantilever it out a little bit more. We'll see. And it's all overkill in so many ways. That beam is nearly 16 inches thick, 5 inches thick, 16 inches high, 16 feet long. Those are 2x12s. All of the floor joist system is 2x12s. This is way overkill as far as the load for the floor, because it's not holding up the ceiling. So it's yeah, it is what it is. It's what was called out in the print, and I have to put it in because the code officer is going to want to see that. So we've got all of the master bath is essentially rough framed, and so we've been working on that. So then let me show you. Deb and I started working on the entrance extension. Since I had already boxed in the window and 2 of the doors, we started putting in the second layer of mineral wool insulation. So the first layer goes vertical in the studs. This layer goes in horizontal and covers the studs. And then now the next thing to do is, once we finish doing this, is to build the inner wall with the vapor barrier on that, and then we can start working on running electrical in this area. So one of the other things that I've started doing, you can see that that conduit up there. Wrong way. There's conduit up there. There's 2 pieces of 2-inch electrical conduit. They're not in permanently yet, but I cut hole in that triangle, and I'll show you. It's going to come out over here. That's why that triangle, that's the very last interior panel that has not been put on, because I needed to put those in, and then I got to cut that out. It will allow, that's a chase then essentially through insulated space to the garage that will allow me to put both electrical out there, and eventually I can run heat water lines to the manifold for the PEX that's in the garage floor eventually, once the garage is insulated. And so it's 2 chases for future use. We will run power out there because we need power in the garage. You have to anyways. And so what'll happen is what I'm going to do is above this, right up in here, this whole area up here, I'm going to build a box out so that it'll hide that. And that will give me also the opportunity to bring power and water and propane over to this part of the house. So it'll be all above, nicely boxed out in a nice big chase. And that'll solve that problem. Instead of me having to worry about, I didn't have to worry about putting all sorts of pipes in the concrete beforehand because I wasn't sure where things were going to go. So that's why we did that. So that's what we've been up to. Just working on strengthening these walls and putting up the beams, and we finished putting up strapping on this ceiling out here. Bought more strapping, and we finished with that, and we will now. So that means that we can technically we can blow the cellulose up there. I don't want to do that yet because if I'm going to blow the cellulose here, I want to do it in the bedroom as well, and I'm not anywhere near ready for that yet. So that brings you up to speed. It doesn't really seem like a lot, but it's coupled with daily life. I have a part-time job. Deb has been crazy busy, being awesome with her Red Cross stuff. She's a trainer. She teaches first aid, CPR, and lifeguarding. So busy season, big time. And all the camps are opening, all the beaches are opening. And so she's been crazy busy. But we're doing it. We're getting it done. The kitchen has been ordered, and I just found out today that we had ordered rustic alder for the cabinet's wood species, and not available now, at least with that manufacturer. So my kitchen designer is looking at other options. We really like the rustic alder. We may have to go to a hickory, maybe. I don't want maple or cherry. They didn't work for here. We've got spruce, so we needed to have something that wasn't maple or cherry. That's just a little too formal a wood, I think, if that makes sense. Anyways, I'm rambling like I usually do. We have one more day to work out here this week, and then we've got to go visit family. So we're plugging away, and we are just doing our best to keep moving. The piles of wood are dwindling. The pile of the lumber that is in the garage, which is mostly 2x4x8, is probably about half the size it started out as, if I had to guess. So and I still may not have enough. We'll see how that goes. I had to buy some 2x8s today to do some extra framing. I wanted to put some more headers up just for strength, and that was not cheap. So yeah, hopefully lumber prices will start coming down before I need to buy any more, because I do need to buy. I need to buy some more plywood. I need to buy. I will need to buy more 2x4s, and don't mind me. I'm just thinking out loud. It's been nice and moderate. 70 degrees today, not so bad. We've got the cupola windows open, so the heat's just going right out. It doesn't get too warm in here. And you would think that with these windows right here that it would get warm in here. It doesn't really, not that bad. Not that bad at all. I think the insulation helps. So much insulation. I'm still itching from that. Peace. Life is good in the Adirondacks.